My daughter Vienna has about $2,800 in savings. She got the money from saving up allowance, running errands for neighbors and selling homemade jewelry. She treasures her money a lot. Yesterday, my son John, 10, told me that Vienna paid her friend to tear up his painting. He loves art and has been working on a painting of a winter landscape. The worst thing is that the painting was supposed to be for Vienna, for her Christmas present. He was so upset, and obviously I was furious. I demanded an explanation from Vienna, and she said it was supposed to be for a reaction video. I told her I didn't care, it was a horrible thing to do. She argued again and again that it was just for fun. John said it wasn't funny and was visibly hurt. Eventually, Vienna gave a half-hearted apology. I told her that she wasn't sorry, the apology meant nothing. So, as a punishment, I told her I was going to take away all her money until I felt she deserved it again. I would also never give her allowance again. She looked stunned and started getting hysterical. She said that was her hard-earned money, she worked for it so hard, and now I was taking it away. All for a silly thing. Was what Vienna said. She started crying that she was going shopping with her friends next weekend, and now she would have no money. She stormed out tearfully and locked herself in her bedroom. John agreed with what I did, but he said I should give it back to her when she apologizes properly. I feel it's too lenient. He's already ready to paint another landscape for her if she apologizes. My husband is totally horrified with my decision and said it was unfair to Vienna. He said I should just ground her for a month. He thinks I'm being an idiot, and of course so does Vienna. So, am I the idiot? Not the idiot. She's a minor, you're not taking her money, but limiting her access to it because she used it inappropriately. My parents had a similar move when I was a teenager. Being grounded meant they took driver's license, access to bank accounts, etc. for a designated period of time. I always had everything I needed but absolutely no privileges until I had made whatever problem I'd created right. Obviously, yes, if she earned it, you must give it back when she's made things right with her brother, or the lessons will be that you've betrayed her trust. Your daughter knowingly ruined something that your son loved so she could get internet points from it. Your daughter knew how much he loved those paintings. And she paid someone to destroy them. So she could exploit his devastation for online attention. This punishment is completely fair in my opinion. She did something awful and malicious knowing damn well it would hurt him for the attention of strangers on the internet. She used the money as a weapon against her brother. It was directly related to her conduct, and she clearly doesn't feel remorse. Maybe she needs to understand the value and the hard work of the painting is similar to the value and hard work of saving up that money. Normally I wouldn't think it's fair, but since she is using her money to bully her brother then it's fair. If she were an adult and paid someone to commit a crime, she would be in jail and paying restitution. So maybe it's a good idea to teach this lesson now instead of later. My 35 husband, 40, passed away suddenly a little over 2 years ago. He had epilepsy, had a seizure in his sleep and passed. Unfortunately, because we worked opposite shifts, I was not there or able to get any sort of help. It was traumatizing and difficult, but I worked through it with lots of online therapy. My husband and I worked for the same company, but in different departments doing completely different jobs, but the company is one I have worked for 10 years, so I know a lot of people, including all of my husband's former coworkers. Due to the world events of the past 2 years, and seeing as I am in the one department that can be 100% remote, I have barely left the house since his death. The only people I regularly see are my siblings, parents and on occasion, fly out to see my best friend, so I've lived a very solitary existence. However, I have decided that I need to get out and rejoin life. It's not healthy to be alone, and I do want to find someone to share my life with. I started volunteering again and attending church again. Every year, our company sponsors an event for Christmas for underprivileged kids, and I thought it would be a great way to reconnect with people from work and get out of the house. A lot of people from my husband's old department was there, including Lacey, a woman he worked with and who always had a crush on him. I was immediately swarmed by everyone from his department asking me how I am doing and catching up. I said I am fine, and after 2 years I am ready to get back out there. Lacey said, "You don't mean dating?" I said, "Possibly, I am not going to live like a nun the rest of my life." She said it was too soon and that she is worried I am acting out of grief, and I said, only I can decide that, it's been 2 years and I don't want to live like a nun. She flipped her crap and said, I never loved my husband, and if I did I wouldn't be moving on so quickly. A couple of other people intervened at this point and redirected Lacey, and as she was leaving I said, screw you very much for your concern, I don't want it, I don't need it, and mind your own business. A couple of her coworkers said that my reply was too harsh, considering she had unrequited love for my husband. I know it was unrequited, he was not interested, nor would he ever had the time to pursue anything with her. So, am I that idiot for jumping down her throat when she told me I didn't love my husband and I am moving on too quick? Not the idiot. It's not up to Lacey how long you should grieve alone, and 2 years is long enough in anyone's books, except hers, apparently. Accusing you of never having loved your husband is just beyond the pale. Also, why should her unrequited love for your husband be your concern? That's something you shouldn't even have been aware of. Not the idiot. My sincere and deepest condolences to you and your family. I am so sorry for your loss, and I cannot imagine what you had to go through. You're doing the right thing by going out there and enjoying yourself. As for Lacey, her response was completely inappropriate and you had every right to tell her off. Continue to volunteer and keep doing other hobbies that you enjoy. Good luck in your search for that special man out there and be well. Not the idiot. I am sorry for your loss. It has been 2 years, and not just a regular 2 years, but during a pandemic where you were stuck in your house almost the entire time. That adds at least another year if not more. No one else can tell you how to grieve or for how long you need to, only you get to make that determination. You responded out of anger, probably in part because she was so obvious about her crush on your husband that literally everyone knows about it. You owe her nothing. Keep doing what you need to and good luck going forward. I, 20, have been with my boyfriend, 21, for a little over 2 years now, and we've been living together for about 1 year. Our whole relationship, he hasn't been able to keep a job. We agreed that, if we were to move in together, that he would get a job and we would contribute equally for expenses like food and rent. Fast forward almost a year, and he has a few jobs but doesn't keep them for longer than a month tops. I pay for everything and he is only responsible for his phone bill and the internet bill, and every month he doesn't have enough in his account and ends up in the negative. Frankly, I've just gotten tired of waiting around for him to do something. I work the majority of the time, and when I do have days off, they're spent cleaning up the apartment because he rarely cleans up behind himself. I'm trying to go back to school and need extra money so I can pay for classes. I told my boyfriend that I think it would be best if he moved out and learned how to be personally responsible. I've already made it clear to him when we first moved in that him be lazy and irresponsible every day while I handle everything is a problem, and every time he just says he'll change and then goes back to his regular ways. I told him about a month ago that I've decided he should just move out when the lease is up in 3 months, and I guess he thought I would just change my mind. I mentioned it to him yesterday that he should find some places and figure out how much they cost, and he lost it. He says that I don't care about him and that I'm a gold digger and only care about myself. He said that part of being in a relationship is helping each other through things, but I really don't think I should have to suffer for his comfortability. My life is just turned into working and doing everything that he wants to do in order to keep the peace. I literally just want to be my own person. Am I the idiot for that? Not the idiot. He's lazy and inconsiderate. He doesn't care about you. He's using you because you have been paying for and taking care of everything. You're not his mom, you're his partner. He should be contributing just as much as you do and he's not. Now that you have mentioned him moving out again, he's gaslighting you. Don't cave. I'd suggest breaking up with him and making sure you have your own place to go and don't let him find out the address. Inform your landlord that you do not intend to renew. Do this in writing and in person. Tell him in it that should you change your mind before the last notice date, that you will do so in writing and will hand it to him in person. At no time should landlord take a text or email as notice otherwise. That way your ex can't pick up your phone or send an email. Find a new place. If utilities are in your name, talk to landlord about changing them to landlord name unless boyfriend stays and hooks up before last day. I just choked on my drink. Gold digger. That implies he got off his butt to actually earn something for you to mooch. This isn't a boyfriend. This is your first child as a single parent. You do all the work to take care of the family, you cook, you clean, you entertain him, you buy him things, and you do it all on your own. Congratulations, you are a parent. He already has a mom, and you don't need a child. Especially not a gaslighting accusatory one that points blame at you for not wanting to do every single thing, while he literally does nothing and has the gall to complain when you say no. My girlfriend of 4 years. I love her but feel slighted. Long story short is she had no more money to pay for her tuition and needed the money urgently. I paid for her last 2 semesters of school, $20,000, she graduated winter 2021. It has been over a year since I paid her and I've gotten $0 of that money back. Bought her numerous necessities like a new MacBook, backpack, purse etc. Big spender she is and put herself in a bad financial spot. She said she would try to pay me back. I did not want to stress her at the time, mistake. My financial portfolio is currently down, so I've been thinking about that money. Okay, I have a few $100K, around $300, so I don't need the $20K, but she's had a job so she could start giving some here and there. I brought it up to her recently, and she turned it over on me. She told me straight up, just so I know, if I'm waiting for her to pay me back before I ask her to marry me, then tell her now, so she could end the relationship. Yeah, I am. According to her, I should be happy she has a degree and a career now, and if I thought about our future together I would see that is more important. She pretty much made it clear that, if I expect any of that money back, we're done. It's pointless for her to pay it back now. Money isn't everything and her well-being and happiness are more important. Also said she would pay me back, but if she does we're broken up cause I'm greedy and my priorities are screwed. Dropping it for now. I don't really want to deal with it. What do you all think? Was gonna say not the idiot till I saw your comment about pay me back if you can, but not necessary was the agreement. Everyone's the idiot here, you didn't state explicitly that you wanted the money back and she is the idiot for not managing her finances or being grateful towards you. If you knew she wasn't well off financially but wished to see some of that money back, you should have worked out a payment plan with her in beginning. It's not screwed to want $20K back, but it sounds like you both had continued notions about that money that was never addressed by either of you. If you didn't make it clear at the time that this was a loan and set expectations of repayment at the time, then yes you are the idiot for changing things now. If you did set terms at the time and she's not honoring that, then not the idiot. It does seem like you both have different approaches to finances, though, and I'd suggest working that out together before engagement or marriage, because money can be a huge issue in a partnership. You want to spend the rest of your life with her, you have over $300K already and are bothered about $20K. How on earth do you expect the marriage to work? Would you expect her to pay for half of everything when you have so much money? In my opinion, you are the idiot. If you want to marry her, then all the money is shared. If you don't want to marry her, make sure there is a legally agreed way for her to pay it back and get out. My husband's brother and his wife have 3 kids. 2 of their kids have numerous disabilities and special needs. After the birth of their 3rd child, my husband's family decided everybody needed to step up and help them out as much as humanely possible. My husband and I were the only ones who did not step up because of a big fight that happened when they had their 1st child. My husband said we would not be the people to help. I agreed with him 100% because the bad blood had not gone away after that fight and things were tense. Husband was worn down by the rest of the family in the first 2 years. But he told me to stay strong and he would defend me since they were particularly horrible to me at the time. In the past month, mother-in-law has had surgery for her back, father-in-law has been picking up different viruses, both sister-in-laws have contracted COVID and so have various members of their households. DH has also been working overtime due to a big project. The pressure was on me to step up and help them out and I didn't. So they were on their own these last few weeks and will be for some more time to come. My husband's family are mad at me for not stepping up. His brother was especially pissy with me because they were in a really bad way without any family around to help them out. My husband told him to back off and he could forget about help from him either because they didn't deserve it with all the crap they have pulled. And since I know it will be asked, the fight after they had their 1st child was over childcare. I was a stay-at-home mom at that point and they felt like I owed them childcare. I was open at first until it became clear they expected free childcare, and when I said no they called me names, and that is putting it mildly, and accused me of lacking empathy, love and any kind of human decency, and they said I was nothing more than no good trash that didn't know its place. There was also another disagreement in recent years because their oldest, the child with no disability or special needs, has been acting out because he feels the strain of life and doesn't get much time or attention, and he started bullying mine and my husband's youngest child in school. It only ended when we demanded they be put in separate classes and monitored. He broke our son's stuff, stole his stuff, called him names, and was generally putting him down and degrading him. Neither my husband's brother or sister-in-law were willing to do anything, and they said we should just encourage our son to be tougher. So given all this, and trying not to make this go even longer, am I the idiot? Not the idiot. If you have disabled and higher needs kids, and you aren't coping, don't have more. I say this as someone with a special needs and disabled child. Family assistance is a huge help, but it's appreciated, not demanded or expected. Everyone can decide to step up and help, but not everyone has to. You owe them nothing. They have been entitled on many levels and not mended fences and then demanded more. Maybe this period will teach them the value of the help they get. Not the idiot. That is appalling behavior for them to expect free childcare from you when you're a stay-at-home mom. I don't get why family are so entitled and think they are owed things from other family members. Maybe asking for a one-off watch a child, but long-term childcare deserves compensation. Sorry this has happened, it's shame when there are family issues. You don't owe anyone anything, especially the most precious thing you have, your time. Even though you are family, you don't have to be on good terms with them. After all, blood-related family is not the family you are able to choose, and you should not take crap from them if you don't want to. They didn't care when your child was bullied by their child and even expected you to babysit their child for free just because you were a stay-at-home mom, so why should you care about them and their children?